All right, so today we're going to be diving into the world of open source AI.
Oh, yeah. This should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Specifically,
Hmm.
we've got this article here all about SBE
Hmm.
concepts and their solution
Okay.
and how it stacks up against those big proprietary AI model providers that everybody knows.
I see. Yeah.
So kind of what we want to do today is help you, the listener, really get a grasp on what the advantages are
You're
here.
right. Cut through all
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Buzzwords and all that, and really look at what's going on with data handling.
Yeah.
The flexibility, the security, and even like the cost implications.
Right. For sure. If you're considering actually using AI in your business, these are the things you need to know.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into it. And I think a good place to start is with data privacy and security,
Okay.
because that's on everybody's mind these days,
It's a
right?
big one. Yeah.
Huge. And this article makes a really interesting point. So it says that a lot of these proprietary models, they actually use your data to train like future models for other users.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's not just for you.
It's not just for you. You're helping them build their product, basically.
I see.
But SBE Concepts, according to this article, says they don't do that.
Oh, okay.
So that's a pretty big distinction right off the bat.
That is, yeah. It's about control, isn't it? Like
No.
with the proprietary systems, you don't know where your data's going.
Right.
But with SBE concepts, at least they're being transparent about that part of it.
Exactly.
And on top of that, the article mentioned they have two-factor authentication and role-based access control built right in,
Oh, wow.
which are not things you always see with those proprietary vendors.
Yeah, that sounds like a big deal.
So it's like you have way more control over who sees what's going on.
So you're not just kind of crossing your fingers hoping your data is safe. You actually have
Yeah, it's more concrete. Yeah,
more control.
yeah. And it's not just who can see the data, but where it lives too.
Right.
This article says SBE stores all their data on dedicated infrastructure,
Mm-hmm.
which sounds like a much more secure environment than you might get with some of those shared platforms.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And especially with all the regulations and stuff these days around data governance,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
having that dedicated infrastructure.
It's peace of mind.
Yeah, and a clear data policy. It's got to be
Huge for compliance.
huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about flexibility,
Okay.
customization, because the article really makes a strong case for SBE in this regard.
Really? In what way?
Well, they say that SBE supports both open source and proprietary models,
Wow.
which is not something you see very often.
So you're not stuck in one system?
No, you're not locked in. You can
Not-
kind of pick and choose
Oh, I see.
what works best for you in different situations.
That's really flexible.
Yeah, and they even talk about like a really cool use case, which is using custom AI for cybersecurity stuff,
Oh,
like threat analysis.
that's interesting.
Yeah, and you can run it on your own private GPU servers.
Oh, so you have complete control.
Total control. Yeah. And that's just not something you can do with those, off-the-shelf solutions.
Right.
So, I mean, imagine, right, how powerful that is to really tailor your security infrastructure like that.
Yeah. And it's not just for cybersecurity. The article says you can build custom AI assistants, data sets,
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
document libraries, all with the access controls built in.
Yeah, it's really like a fully personalized AI environment.
It's a very different philosophy than we're used to,
Absolutely.
especially for those organizations with really specific needs and sensitive data. This could be a game changer.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of sensitive data, the article also mentions that SBE has this immutable audit trail.
Oh, interesting.
So they keep full logs of all user chats, events, everything,
So there's a real transparency.
total transparency,
It's all right there.
which is so important for accountability.
Especially in regulated industries,
Yeah.
knowing you've got that complete record of everything for compliance, that's got to be a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's not just about compliance either. It's also about understanding how your AI is being used
True. Yeah.
and making sure you're getting the most out of it.
Right.
And the article says that SBE actually has built-in BI and analytics dashboards,
Oh, nice.
which apparently a lot of these proprietary tools, you don't get that.
So you're stuck using third-party stuff.
You got to cobble together your own solutions. Yeah.
That sounds messy.
It's messy. But with SBE, it's all right there.
That's way more efficient.
Yeah. Plus, you can manage access to the fine-tuned AI assistants based on roles.
Oh, well,
So it's
yeah,
like
another layer of control.
Another layer of control. Exactly.
You'd like it.
All right. So last but not least, let's talk about the bottom line,
Money.
money and the planet.
Okay.
Because the article makes some pretty bold claims about SBE's system, which is based on these Grok LPUs.
Grok LPUs, okay.
They say it has a 90% lower carbon footprint
Wow.
compared to those traditional GPU-powered AI services.
That's significant.
It's huge. And they also claim that you can reduce your operating costs by 70 to 80%.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
So, I mean, the Grok architecture seems to be like really efficient,
It sounds like it.
both in terms of energy and cost.
And with everyone focused on sustainability these days.
Yeah, that's a major selling point.
It's huge. Combine that with the cost savings, it's a really strong argument.
So to sum it all up, if we take this article at face value,
Right.
SBE Concepts is offering this open source approach that really puts you in control.
It seems like it, yeah.
You've got the data privacy, the flexibility, the security.
Built in.
It's built in. You can tailor it to your specific needs, and it could save you a ton of money.
And it's good for the planet, too.
And it's good for the planet. So it's a pretty compelling package.
It really is. It's a fundamentally different way of thinking about AI.
Yeah, it is. So here's a final thought for you, the listener.
Okay.
With all this focus on data privacy these days,
Right.
and the need for really tailored AI solutions, what do you think the long-term consequences are going to be for organizations
Interesting question.
that choose between this open source philosophy
Hmm.
and sticking with the big proprietary providers?
That's a big decision.
It is. It's a decision that could really shape the future of how we use AI.
I agree.
So, something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.
SBE Concepts, we are deeply invested in your success.